What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray here with another reaction. We're doing Elvis in the Black Community part number 2. If you guys are looking for part number 1, it's on my Elvis playlist. Go ahead and episode number 1 is going to be there. This is episode number 2. I can't wait. The first one, I learned a lot. Stuff that I didn't know. And on the comment section is even crazier because you guys gave me so much information. I appreciate it. Trust me, I appreciate it. Going down this rabbit hole of Elvis has shown me one thing. It's when watching a documentary, especially watching a documentary. It showed me one thing. Even back in those days, there was haters. Even back in those days, there was people that were hating on a man that wanted to do nothing but do what he loves to do. And he did it better than most back in those days. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at 40,000 subscribers. I'm going live Saturday, 9:30 Eastern Time. Going down to my top 10 favorite rappers. I'm going to react to one song per rapper. And then I have 4 honorable mentions, and then we're going to chill. That's what we're doing. So I hope you guys can join. I appreciate you guys. And for those that don't know who I'm talking to on the side, Federico, say hello to the people. That's what's up. That's who I'm talking to on the side. I'll explain to you in my live why. That's a fact. Federico, cut the beat. Elvis and the Black Community, part 2. Let's go.
Welcome back, you guys, to the S&M squad. It's your boy Sean.
And your girl Mel.
Your favorite couple, y'all.
Yes, we are.
Definitely.
Did I hit a reaction chat? A reaction? Or is this... What's going on, man? I'm confused.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And
hey, this is the link y'all sent me. And so, if this is a reaction, this is gonna be weird.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified.
And guys, don't forget to join the S&M squad.
Yes, sir. Whoa, Nelly.
The first time I met Elvis, I was in Las Vegas in the 70s.
Here we go.
I was the conductor and music director for B.B. King, the Blues Act. We were opening in the Las Vegas Hilton's main room as the opening act for. Well, we had no idea Elvis was there, nor did she, so we were watching her act from backstage. And in her act, she walked around the main room in the audience, and she always stopped at this certain table.
That morning when I walked into the dining room, I spoke. I said, good morning. He said, good morning. I said, what are we going to have for breakfast this morning? He said, fried peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. That was one thing that I did hear about Elvis. He made a fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. And let me tell you something, sir. And man, that is delicious. I don't care what anyone says. You gotta do it right, though. You gotta do it right.
What are we gonna have for breakfast this morning? He said, fried peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Right.
And I looked at him. I said, what? He said, fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. I said, I never heard of it. The first time I went in, fixed the sandwich and put it on the tray and brought it back, that wasn't right. His father was sitting there, and he said, Mary, I'm going with you and help you. And let's see, maybe both of us can get it right. I said, okay. And he said, let's toast the bread first. So we toast the bread and then spread the peanut.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I want one. I really do want one. That looks so good right now. The man knew what he wanted. He knew what he wanted. That man said, this is not right. This is not what I ordered. This is not what I got. I want a fried peanut butter chili. Let's go, man.
He said, let's toast the bread first. So we toast the bread and then spread the peanut butter on it and slice the bananas and put on it. And put them into the skillet and kept turning them with the spatula. And turned them till they got heated all the way through.
Ooh.
Then I take them and cut them, put them on the...
That's a lot of butter, man. It's a lot of butter. You need to relax on the butter. Just a little sliver. Just a little sliver. It'll do.
All the way through. Then I take them and cut them, put them on the platter and taking them back to me. And he said, that's what I want, that's right. And then smile.
Life, but he'll always live because of the fact he's such a beautiful man. I don't care what.
Whoa, Jamie James. Go ahead, James Brown. Talking to your head. He had that head too, man. James Brown had that head.
And then smile.
Life, but he'll always live because of the fact he was such a beautiful man. I don't care what nobody say. I know Elvis. You know, there are a lot of rumors. Elvis and I sang spiritual together. And, he kept me from being number one. I was number one soul and he was number one world. And it took a long time, but it's almost like the two rental cars. It made me try harder. And I love Elvis for it.
That's you see what I'm talking about, man? You got one of the kings, man. You got one of the legends telling you who Elvis really was, man. Why are you listening to people that are not successful about a person that's successful? That makes no sense. Look at this is one of the pioneers, one of the leaders of soul music, baby. If he says it, I believe it. It's that easy, man.
It's almost like the two rental cars. It made me try harder. And I love Elvis for it. And we'll always pray for Elvis.
Do you remember that? Do you remember? It wasn't actually, you don't really meet Elvis. You actually just.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen, Whitney Houston. Oh, so beautiful. Rest in peace, Queen. Rest in peace.
Do you remember that? Do you remember? It wasn't actually, you don't really meet Elvis. You actually just look at Elvis. Okay? My mother sang with Elvis for years. Yeah. She and her group, they were called the Sweet Inspirations. They also sang for Aretha for many, many years. On most of the...
somebody told me that in the comments down below that Whitney Houston's mother was a backup singer for, or backing singer for Elvis. Somebody did tell me that. And that's crazy. Oh, man. Whitney Houston is the GOAT, man.
They also sang for Aretha for many, many years. On most of the... in the 60s. They were on all of Aretha songs. Well, Elvis took a liking to them, and my mom sang with him for many years. And they were very close. Yeah. I just remember at one point being in a room, and we were all in this room, my mother and the singers, and we, the usually backstage kind of thing. And he just walks in the room with his mink on, with his glasses on. Oh my God. And he just walks in, he says something, and everybody just, you don't say anything, you just look. It was just one of those moments I won't forget as a kid. It wasn't like, hi, Mr. Elvis, nice to meet you. You didn't do that. You just sat back and just...
You witness Elvis. You witness Elvis. You don't meet Elvis. You witness his man. That's strong coming from Whitney Houston. That's strong. She was a baby, so I don't mean nothing. I'm guaranteed at that moment when she did this interview, she felt still the same exact way. I almost guarantee it because she's saying it. I kind of had that same thing happen when I first met Eminem. He was doing autograph signing back in New York when he went out to perform out there. He did autograph signing, and I went, and I froze. I didn't know what to do. I peed a little bit. I don't know what happened, but I was like stuck. I didn't know what to say to this man, but it was a dope experience nonetheless.
It's like, hi, Mr. Elvis, nice to meet you. You didn't do that. You just sat back and just looked at him.
Amazing.
Amazing to look at.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Wow.
And just to be in his presence was awesome.
Tell me about that. Well, when they first called, the girl said, Elvis Presley, oh my God, what are we going to do? I said, hey, it's a gig and it's a good one. So,
hey, did you heard it? Hey, stop complaining. It's a gig. And it's a good gig. We ain't not going to say not say no. You better relax. Yeah, she was about the money right now.
I said, hey, it's a gig and it's a good one. So we went, and when we got there, it was nothing like what we might have thought, because it was just wonderful.
That's
It
awesome.
was really wonderful. He was into gospel, so every once in a while when we finished rehearsing with him, we just sing gospel, all of us, and we just had a good time.
That's awesome.
He would get good money and good pay and good. It was nice atmosphere,
Look
And
at
we
that,
didn't.
man. Like back in those days, for an African American, anything to look at how they talking about this man. Look at how they're explaining their stories of what their own personal stories that they had with this man. We got good pay. The atmosphere was wonderful. What more can you ask? Back in those days, that's like you hitting the lottery. That's like you just leveled up. And Elvis, it was the one that gave these women that type of life. Anybody that could do that, especially back in those days, you could tell me anything about this man. Negative, out the window. I don't believe it. Where's your facts? These are people that actually were with this man every day. These are people that interacted with this man every day. From this point on, don't tell me nothing about Elvis. Don't tell me nothing.
Money and good pay and good. It was nice atmosphere, And we didn't go around with him as his friends. We worked for him, so we saw him at work or at rehearsals. So I don't know what he did in between, nor did I care. I just doing what I was supposed to do, and we were.
There she goes. That's awesome.
The sweet inspirations.
Times we've talked on television and
Eddie! My man Arsenio Hall and Eddie Mother freaking Murphy. Oh my God, I love these two. Eddie Murphy is one of my favorite. He's in my top 5 favorite comedians. Eddie Murphy is just different. He's just different, man. I love this man.
Times we've talked on television and had interview situations. I've never asked you about Elvis.
What you want to know?
When did that all start? When did the whole love for Elvis begin?
He teases me about Elvis all the time.
But
And
never
says,
on the air. Never.
No, but he says, like, if Elvis was alive now, he said, man, you wouldn't even hang out with Elvis. I said, yes, I wish it, man. Elvis would be in the lobby of your house, like, say, man, is Eddie there? And I'd be in the room. Hey, what's going on, man? He told me to come over.
Wow, that impersonation is... He said, what's going on, man? He told me to come over. That's hilarious. I love Eddie Murphy, man. But even Eddie, come on, man. These aren't slacks that are talking about him. These aren't low. Like, no, these are superstars. Ladies of Whitney Houston. And the other one, B.B. King. Sammy Davis. We just saw James Brown. Now Eddie Murphy, come on, dog. These are people that are top-notch superstars. And they're telling you how Elvis affected them, how they felt about Elvis, that's all fire.
I'd be at your house, like, say, man, is Eddie there? And I'd be in the room. Hey, what's going on, man? He told me to come over. Oh, I know what's going on. All right. But when I was a kid, see, Elvis Presley to me, it's his presence, I think it is. I don't think anyone in this business has had as much presence as Elvis. I don't think anyone's had as strong a presence. I think there have been entertainers. I think Michael Jackson's the only entertainer who's ever been more famous than him. But I think Elvis has more presence. Like when Elvis walked in the room, everybody just looked at Elvis, you know?
That's what it was. Everybody just got stuck. I know. He's not. I know you already told me. He's not. He never liked being called the king. I get it. A king title is not self-announced. A king title is given. If Elvis's fan page called him the king in that form means that he is the one that's in the top, where nobody, he's the king of his genre of music. He's the king in his own right. And I know he was humble and he just wanted to play music and everything like that, but let's call a spade when you affect that much people. And your humbleness and your kindness and your love for the music is nothing but positivity. And I know he had his demons. I heard about it. I know everybody has demons. But what is it that you're doing to help others to fight those demons off? What are you doing about it? It's the question. He's using his music to show the love, and he's doing things for people around him, and he's treating people with respect the way everyone should be treating each other. He was about unity. He was about, fixing this broken thing that we're living in. That's what he was about. And for people to take his name and slander it like that, it's unapologetic. You can't be doing that to people's livelihoods. Not only livelihood, their name. You can't do that. You don't have any facts about Elvis for your claims. If there's no facts, if this is just how you feel or something that you heard another person say with no fact at all, then that's your fault. I'm not going to believe anything until you give me a proven fact in front of me that I can't deny it. And this video plus the first video that we saw, this is proven fact that everything that people were saying about Elvis was false.
I think Elvis has more presence. Like when Elvis walked in the room, everybody just looked at Elvis. When he's on the screen, you looked at Elvis. He just had this thing about him. And he was going through all this stuff with drugs and all this craziness, but on screen and on stage, he always looked like he was in control, and that's amazing because it was this wall going on inside this guy. And I'm just
See what I'm talking about? For you to have all these demons in you and you struggling and still be kind to people around you. Not be a complete douche. Be humble. Give. And just love the music that you're doing and do it no matter who's telling you not to do it. That takes a strong man to do that. And like I said, everybody, he was human. He wasn't a god. He was human. And whatever he had to go through to get to where he's at, I guarantee that he helped a lot of people on the way up. Off of what I'm factually hearing from people that were actually there. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call a fact. This is awesome. Man, you got heavy hitters talking about him. You ain't got no slouches, man. These are heavy hitters talking about this man.
Control, and that's amazing because it was this wall going on inside this guy. And I'm just fascinated.
Because the black community obviously felt that we shouldn't be doing it. So Ebony Magazine, in fact, called us and wanted to know, we got a lot, why are you singing with Elvis Presley? Why not? and sometimes we get shot back with, well, you know what he said about black people. Yeah, I heard that story too.
What he said?
But I also heard the one he said about Mexican people. It's the same story. What he said about the story is, Elvis Presley said, all a black person, I'm using that, can do for me is shine my shoes. Mexicans have the story. All a Mexican can do for me is shine my shoes. That's also attributed to Elvis. That's a story, that's a rumor made up by some rock and roll singer who wanted to be where Elvis was, I suppose.
That's a hater. You see how it starts? They put out an agenda. To try to trash this man's name because he sounded black. He sounded like he was doing black music. Or he was doing music. And he sounded like he was black. He had the soul. He had the rhythm. He had all that. And it's got to be that one hater, false information out of nowhere. Just to burn a man's name. Why can't we all eat? That's my question. Like, for real, why can't we all eat? Why does it have to be, no, I want to be better than him? For what? Stay in your lane. Do what you do, and do that to the best of your ability. And if you don't get as far as Elvis, that's not his problem. That's not his fault. That means that you tapped out here. His tap out was above you. That's all that was. Now everybody can be Elvis. Haters, man, I hate them.
Made up by some rock and roll singer who wanted to be where Elvis was, I suppose. Because as far as I'm concerned, Elvis treated us royally. And if he said it, I don't care, because there's things that I've said I don't want anybody repeating.
Facts. That is the most honest thing I've heard ever. If he said it, so what? I've said things that I wish I've never said. And I don't want it coming out. That's being real. She's 100 with it. She's 100. I don't care about that. He treated me good. All that matters is she treated me good. Everything else is miscellaneous, man. Get out of here.
I don't care, because there's things that I've said I don't want anybody repeating.
I'm going to be an Elvis impersonator.
What in the hell?
Obviously.
That looked like a whole tube of Vaseline. What was that?
I'm going to be an Elvis impersonator.
Obviously, you see the irony here. You've got a black man imitating a white man who sounded like a black man.
I respect Elvis for what he did for music. You know, he opened a lot of doors for a lot of folks back there during a time when they wouldn't even, quote unquote, play the music.
Boy, that man is baking under those lights, man. You see the sizzle in his forehead? But that's dope, though, man. Like, he's paying homage. He's paying homage to Elvis. And showing Elvis was helping the black community, man. Elvis was helping, you know, the ghettos and all that. He was from that. How can you tell this man that he doesn't know what it is like? Or he shouldn't be doing this or he shouldn't be doing that? Do you like it when people say you shouldn't be doing something? Then if you don't like somebody telling you what to do, then what gives you the right to tell somebody else that they shouldn't be doing this type of music? It makes no sense. Stay in your lane and let him stay in his. And just leave it at that. Go ahead, Crispy. Go ahead, talk.
A lot of folks back there during a time when they wouldn't even, quote unquote, play the music on radio. So this is a tribute to Elvis.
At first, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they said he's playing black music. He's a white guy.
Yeah, but see, at first he was playing more like rockabilly. He wasn't really getting into the things that he started to do later.
What? Rockabilly? What's that? I'm going to have to look that up later.
At first he was playing more like rockabilly. He wasn't really getting into the things that he started to do later. But when he started to do that, then he started to turn heads, including mine.
Yeah, it did? So
yes.
What did you see then?
I saw that he had everything. The looks, he had the talent.
He had the rhythm,
He had
the soul.
He had everything. To me, he had everything. You know, you started looking at the guys, God almighty, he's handsome, he's tall, he looks good, he can sing, he can play.
Got a lot of women.
Well, I didn't see, I didn't see women disliking him, but he was just, I didn't see him after them either. But I guess had I been handsome like that, I probably would have.
He became the pervert. That man said, hey, I look like Elvis, but I be getting all the tail. Go ahead.
I guess had I been handsome like that, I probably would have.
Black cats, keep away from me. Take my advice, go shinny up a tree. I've got hard luck, the hardest kind of luck you'll find.
That voice, it's velvet. It's velvet coming out that man's voice, man. You see, he's smooth with it. Oh, he's so smooth.
The hardest kind of luck you'll find. I ain't lying. I got the bluest kind of blues.
In the 60s and early 70s, when tensions between blacks and whites were at an all-time high, Elvis demonstrated his desire for racial reconciliation in the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
Right. Yeah, like they showed in part one, they showed that. I think, yeah, it was part one. They showed that that story that the one of the singers told, that they went to go perform in this big venue, one like the biggest venue in the world, and they said for his backup singers not to be on stage with him. It's only going to be him because the whole black thing. And Elvis said, if they don't go up, I don't go up. That right there, you're going to mess up your own money. So just imagine back in those days how much Elvis was getting paid to perform in a stadium or in a venue. He was willing to risk all that money if these girls were not able to go up there with him. That right there alone shows you his character. That right there alone. Come on, man. Don't tell me nothing about Elvis, man.
In the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
He believed that he had a certain connection with God, not so much more than anybody else did, but in his search, he was trying to get close to God. So he felt that by helping others, maybe that was his mission.
It's different than other kids I grew up with. I'd hang around parts of Tupelo my folks never even knew about. If Mama had known.
Oh, my man Elvis was hanging out in the hood? When he was a little kid, he was hanging out in the hood? Okay, all right, Elvis.
Half the time, I would have caught hell for it.
Simpler times, man.
This friend of mine used to take me across town to an area called Shake Rag. And that was when I first heard the blues.
So he first heard the blues in the hood. He went to the hood and he heard somebody playing the blues in the back of somebody's yard. Got hooked. That's awesome. That's beautiful, man.
They called Shake Rag. And that was when I first heard the blues.
This is the house that Elvis bought for me. He bought it in 1974.
Excuse me.
And he came and picked the house out for me.
Wow.
And I liked it, and he liked it. So he said, well, Mary, this is your house, if you like it.
That's
I told him
awesome,
I loved
man.
it. It was really nice.
All right, I didn't ask, but who is she? Who is Mary? Because if somebody can let me know down below to see who this lady is. But she must have been somebody very important in Elvis' life to buy her a house. And that's a nice, I love that stone thing and the bridge on the top. I love that house. That house is gorgeous.
Nice.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue.
I knew it. My man Elvis got cut by one of my African American brothers, man. You can't have style like that without little. You had to put the hand in there, buddy. I knew it. You got that man looking right.
Flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand. Tell me why. Oh why can't my dream come true?
That, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't open the eyes of the haters, bow. I'm gonna like and I'm gonna subscribe to them just because they gave me this content that I can watch. I mess with that. That's dope. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing. So for all the haters that got it twisted, I suggest you watch part 1 and part 2, and maybe your mind could be different. You have to be open-minded about things like this, man. You can't always go over what the first person tells you, and then that's it. That's gospel. That's Bible. No, if it's no fact behind it, then most likely it's not true. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. It's the last video of the night. I love all of you. Go ahead and put the next outfits down below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support, and I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.